as opposed to this last anniversary. He's like, I don't even know why you called me Meri. Like we're not married. We're not acting as married. And I said to him then, if that's where we are, don't you think that we should address that publicly? And he said, no, I don't want to address it.
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, December 15th, 2022, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is one of those days where what's going to happen? Well, there was once 4 wives, now there's one, because Meri Brown of the Sister Wives fame, who is the first wife of Kody Brown, announced on the tell-all that she and Cody's marriage is over. She, in fact, confirmed that her marriage with Cody has been over for several years, and that Cody didn't want to go public because he didn't want the judgment. Well, apparently now Meri is not going to keep Cody's secrets anymore, and she says that the decision to split was not hers. She wasn't told ahead of time, but it's over. So let's dive into this brand new topic of Kody Brown's marriages have all imploded. But before we do, please do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, and turn those notifications on so you know when I go live and new content loads. This brand new clip was released this morning by People magazine, and it is the first time we actually hear Meri talk about her relationship with Cody. So in this tell-all that's going to be airing on Sunday, Cody's going to try to bring up this discussion about how he and Meri a couple years before had this anniversary date. Remember the date where they sat out on the picnic and Cody basically told Meri that she was supposed to court him, and she said to him, like, but you're not coming to me, Cody. And Cody told her, well, I'm not coming. Basically, like, to tell her that the marriage at that point was over. Like, despite the fact that things were cordial, he didn't really have any interest in reconciling their relationship. He was finally at a place where he could be friends with her, but didn't see that it being anything more than that. Remember the episode where she made him Rice Krispie treats and he didn't know the number of years they were married, and I think it was like 30 years? Yeah, that one. Cody said that episode is when he was going to reconcile with her. And that's just false, because that's exactly the opposite of what happened, because he told Meri in that same episode he didn't want to get back together with her. So even though viewers have known that their marriage is over, Meri has always said that they're still spiritually married. And Cody's biggest complaint this past season was that Christine had made the decision, apparently without his input, that they were divorced and that their spiritual marriage was over. This season, though, Cody said the same thing about Meri. So he said that he was not married to Meri, did not consider her a wife of any kind. So doesn't consider her even a spiritual wife. And that she could leave and marry another and he would have no problem with her doing that. Meri, in the last episode, found this disturbing because she had never been told this by Cody. And she said that he was very upset about Christine leaving, but when it came to her, he did not have the same opinions. And he was mad that Christine made decisions without consulting her. But when it came to their marriage, he didn't consult her either. So it was like, if it affected him, it was wrong, but if it affected anyone else, it was fine, right? So Meri has still been holding out hope that this marriage will come back to fruition, which oddly is the sad reality of the world of polygamy, where she believes probably that this is her destiny, that she's been married to him and sealed to him for all eternity, that she can't leave him, that this is her family, for good or for bad, for ugly. But for Cody's part, he doesn't seem to think that. And with two wives gone and only Meri and Robin left, he doesn't have enough wives to go into the celestial kingdom. So if he and Robin are believers, they're not going to the celestial kingdom. They have to get some more wives, or they're just going to be stuck not in the highest level of heaven. But Meri has been holding out hope and said she would wait for eternity and keep on waiting. But now in the new clip, she says that their marriage is over. But not only that it's over, but that when Kody brought this up to her a couple years ago, he wanted her to withhold this from the public. Check it out.
We didn't consult, we didn't talk, she just made the decision. And then he says, no, I don't consider myself married to Meri. Like, he just made the decision. I've never heard him say that to me.
Yeah.
Even since
on the surface, I want to believe that Meri believes what she's saying, but he has told her in so many different ways throughout the years and on the show that he doesn't want to be married to her and that they're not married. He was actually in a therapy session with her and said that their marriage was over. He didn't feel like they could move forward. He didn't think that they had a future. He has made comments on the show about it being untenable and he has no interest in reconciling. And, he has said to her, we can just be friends. He has at no point been anything more than clear that he wants her to walk away. He says, I can't end this. She can. But then Meri says here, well, he says on the show that I don't consider myself married to Meri anymore, and he's never told me that. But here's the thing is she actually contradicts herself because it sounds like this conversation was had before on a phone call privately, but she says in this phone call, he makes the decision that he doesn't want to say things publicly. So it's like he makes a decision, decides that they've split, tells her this on the phone, and then when she wants to move forward with this conversation and says, all right, let's announce it to the public, he says no, but then goes back on that and makes the announcement without consulting her. There's been this long-standing rumor that she only stays with the family because of her contract, that they're not in a marriage anymore, and that it's just a trying to hold together contracts and keep the show together. In 2016, I think it was, a friend of Robin's actually went public and said that the rest of the marriages other than Robin and Kody was over, and that Kody and Robin just sort of did their own thing. The rest of their wives were divorced women, and they also literally didn't have a plural marriage other than what was on the show, and that the wives were staying for contractual purposes to keep the show going. And I think what happened during COVID is that the women just maybe got tired of the lying. But now that other wives are sharing their truths, Meri actually gets honest about the conversation with Kody where she says he cut things off with her.
This last anniversary, he's like, I don't even know why you called me Meri. He's like, we're not married. We're not acting as married. And I said to him then, if that's where we are, don't you think that we should address that publicly? And he said, no, I don't want to address it. I don't want to address it. I don't want that to be out there publicly because I don't want that judgment.
Isn't it interesting that Kody says that he doesn't want to tell the public that they're divorced? And he doesn't want anyone to know, and there's no public statement that he wants to make. He wants to keep this quiet. What would motivate Kody to keep a news like this quiet? What has Kody done for the last, 8 years? This carrot of, well, Meri and I are going to reconcile. What does Kody do in this exact tell-all? Well, I was thinking of reconciling with Meri. Who wants to bet that Kody is hoping that they would be able to use the I might reconcile with Meri storyline in the future, and that way he didn't have to be honest with anyone about what was going on with them? Because what do you have if you have a show where everyone's left and you only are in a monogamous relationship with Robin? This has been the rumor for years that there's no sister wives. So Kody has wanted everyone to lie for him. And finally with COVID, Janelle and Christine are like, I'm not lying anymore. We're done. This is over. And Meri, for whatever reason, is okay with not making a comment. She has a contract with the show that she probably doesn't want to lose. The women have jobs, right, with multi-level marketing companies. But without the show, their platforms diminish increasingly. And they rely on the market of the show in order to sell the products that they sell. Without the show to constantly promote their social medias, they lose a large chunk of their audience. And if the audience finds out that they're liars, some people might not want to purchase from them, right? So is it the fault of Kody for saying, I don't want to go public with this, or is it the fault of Meri? Meri has heard this for years. And so some people are frustrated that it's taken her this long to be honest, but maybe it's just a wake-up call. She continues, though, that the decision to end this was not hers.
Judgment.
Where does that leave you? Are you still married to Cody, or do you get to decide?
Well, he's already made the decision. You just saw him say that. You just saw him say that.
So it appears that the final straw isn't that he's mistreated her and treated her terribly, and that he's a horrible husband that's been using her for money, and has admitted on the show that he needs her income so that they can pay off Coyote Pass and build, that he wants her around so they can meet their financial goals. But the final straw is not that he's siphoning money off of her and hanging carrots over her head that they might get back together. The final straw is the humiliation of what he says on TV, which is, I'm sure, partially a bruise to her ego, but it's just a sad reality of where she's at, because even though he's made this decision and she admits that he made the decision and he said that I don't consider myself married to Meri anymore, she still is not willing to give up. She said that if he wants to reconcile, she would reconcile with him. So even though he's been clear, he still wants to move on and he's not married to her, she says, I would reconcile. It makes me sad that she's at this place in her life where she literally cannot let go. It's 32 years and she still says, I would reconcile, but she also admits that he doesn't want to.
Would you ever think about reconciliation?
I would. I definitely would. But I don't think that he's interested.
You know how last year on the tell-all, Cody made the comment like, I don't know what's going on with my marriage with Christine. It's all dogma. You know, she says that we're divorced. I don't know. She doesn't believe. And Robin said, well, as far as I'm concerned, they're still divorced because she didn't go to our church for a spiritual release. And for Meri, she is using that same tactic, like, well, technically we're still married, even though he says we're not married, even though she knows that it's over. So it is over. Their marriage is over. Cody's made clear that it's over, and she knows that he does not want to work it out. And she still says, I don't think he wants to work it out. He doesn't want to work it out. I want to just remind people that their divorce was in 2014. They have been divorced for 8 years. They have not shared a bedroom in that time. Before their divorce, they had not been intimate in years. Last year, she said they had not been intimate in more than a decade. They have not had any level of intimacy, even kissing, in like 7 years. There's no possibility for a reconciliation. It's over. It's done. Fans will get caught up and say, well, she said that he said that, but he doesn't agree, or she doesn't agree. And it's no different than what Christine said. She said it was over and Cody didn't agree. So if Cody says it's over, then we have to honor that. And if Christine says it's over, we have to honor that. And Meri has to honor that, which means it's over. So Cody has one wife. There are no sister wives. And I don't know what you do with a show. People are wondering, like, how do we come back for next season? Well, it's already been filming because we haven't seen Janelle leave yet. And we're also haven't seen Meri and Cody have this conversation yet. You know, Meri said in the same tell-all that you're going to see this coming week that she tried to kiss Cody. She said she put her hands on his face and said, what would you do if I kissed you? Now on camera, she did that, but she sat next to him. But she said off camera, she said that to him, grabbed his face, and she said he stiffened up and he recoiled. And he looked at her with like this face of disgust and said, I cannot do this. So Meri knows that it's over. Cody knows that it's over, but the public has been left to believe that it's still a spiritual union. And it's not. The show will continue for season 18, but fans now want a spinoff. And there was an article a couple days ago from a source connected to Meri saying that she was evaluating her relationship with Cody and she was calling things out and wouldn't ignore the red flags. Well, the red flags are that it's over. And it's not even calling it out, it's leaving and acknowledging the truth. And on top of that, there's some discussion that there could be a spinoff for Christine and Janelle, and perhaps Meri would join about leaving polygamy and plural marriage. But see, the difference between Christine and Janelle is that they chose to leave. Meri didn't choose to leave. Meri was left. So Meri might not leave the belief system, but Janelle and Christine have. So has Meri really left polygamy, or has she just been left by Cody? That's what I want to know. And I'm eager to find out more on the tell-all, which airs on Sunday on TLC. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.